Right, hello and welcome to this Oractors stream today. With the dual question time, I will start off right off the bat. We have a very large lack of any members in the duel at all. So it is leaders' questions, and there are currently no leaders in the chamber, so I do believe it will be skipped. The Kian caller is waiting for the motion. But yeah, we barely have quorum here. I think that is eight members or sitting members of the duel there. It has been agreed to. We moved to T-shot questions, where it is being agreed to. Apologies for the camera work today as I try figure it all out because I've never used these cameras before, and they're all named very poorly. I think I might just have to use the drones. Eamon will be standing in for T-shot questions, considering the what's his name? The T-shot isn't here. Francis Butler Yates. So Bo has risen to answer to ask a question to to the Tonister, something like that. By the way, if you're watching on Discord, you're better off watching on the stream. Oh, I've been muted for the entire time in the Discord. I apologise for that. I was just saying sorry for the handiwork on the cameras. It's not great. Unfortunately, they changed. No, I've changed to a different system. The cameras are named very poorly, but Bo asks, when will the government commit to utilising the Irish language within their appointment statements? Now, it will be the Taoiseach, Eamon, who is standing in for the Taoiseach, will be answering. Oh, whoops. Wasn't meant to happen like that. Eamon McGrath has now risen to answer the question. He begins, Cian Corla. We have a new Taoiseach? Question mark. He says to the question, the government is committed in ensuring the rights of the people of our great nation. But that was originally Bo who asked the question regarding language and language being used in the appointment statements, which I don't think we did see a few statements released in Irish, but not all of them have been. He just said there that the policy was being a bit difficult. He says, I want to thank the former minister, who is currently sitting in the gallery, for his commitment for the Irish language. Too. He continues, as he just said there, thanking one of the former ministers for the commitments to the Irish language, and he says he will continue to do so in the days and weeks ahead to support the dual language scheme, which was to have government statements, or any government things in Irish. Bo has again risen for a question. Notably, Erin hasn't risen for any yet as leader of the Labour Party. Bo has been the only one who's attempted to raise of the three opposition members in the chamber, compared to the five in government. Again, very low attendance. Only one Social Democrat, I believe, and four Fianna Fáil, or two Social Democrats do Fianna Fáil. I cannot remember whether Scripted Zach is. Oh no, if that's Scripted Zach, yeah, that two Social Democrats do Fianna Fáil. He continues, well, I'm extremely disappointed that the minister in question has ignored my question in his direct messages about his statement. A very wordy response. However, our immigration system is broken, she continues. Now talking about the immigration system, which was now introduced to be under the domestic affairs, which the portfolio is currently ran by Mr. Sunday. She asked, when will the government commit to a weekly cap to deliver lower numbers? Now, I believe she's talking about a cap on immigration, a rather controversial take. Actually, no, I'm not allowed to say that. A take. Not a controversial one. The government believes that Ireland is open for all. We do not believe it is possible to limit the number of people that enter the country and the community. So yeah, I believe she was talking about potentially limiting how many people can come into Ireland, maybe on certain days over a certain period of time. The deputy's question is highly controversial in the in the Turner's words, and he condemns her for it. This wouldn't be the first time the government has condemned the opposition, because previously the Fine Gael party was I believe censored at the start of the term. This government is a government for all, not for the few. We will not implement any quotas for migration. He finishes his statement, resuming his seat. Doesn't seem anyone's rising to ask any questions. Never mind, I believe that is Jack Cosgrave? Yep, Jack Cosgrave from Fine Gael has risen to ask a question. Give him a moment whilst he types it out. But just touching upon what Bo said, she did propose potentially limiting immigration, or she may have been talking about a target for immigration. But I do believe she was talking about a limit, which the Tánaiste Amy McGrath, who's currently filling in for the Taoiseach, denied, saying that any system like that would be implemented. And he condemned the party for even asking something like that would happen. He said, why did the government propose an amendment to allow nepotistic government appointments to the judiciary? Who will be appointed by this? Now, this is the Self-Appointments Act that has been tabled by Fianna Fáil and Francis Butler Yeats. First, he thanks the deputies for his question. Just touching upon that bill, it would allow the Taoiseach. Usually, there is according to current statute, there would be a limit on a government would have to. You cannot appoint someone who served in the government to something like the judiciary. This law, if it were to be amended in the way that's being proposed, then the Taoiseach would be allowed to say a minister resigned halfway throughout the term. They would now be allowed to be appointed to the judiciary. Eamon says, and the work for the people, not for the government. I understand that this amendment is very controversial. And the people do have, in my opinion, valid concerns over it. And this government is willing to respond to those questions, as he is doing so now. We are seeing more Fianna Fáil, slowly more Fianna Fáil, and maybe Social Democrats trickling into the chamber. I myself will be looking closely into the bill itself before the vote tomorrow. The leader of the Social Democrats has confirmed, I don't believe that's a confirmation of vote yet. He said he will be reviewing it. So it appears the leader is still on the sidelines about that. I mean, if he wants to correct me in DMs or anything, I'd be happy. But I'll be letting the Minister of Defence to respond more thoroughly to the deputy's question. Do you know what I mean? Not Minister of Business. I believe he meant Minister of Business, Enterprise and Innovation. Now moves over to Donald. We wait for him to begin responding to the question. Oh, sorry, it's a bit difficult to read. The reason for the amendment is to fix some glaring inconsistencies between the modern judiciary and ours here on the platform. This, just as a side note, this government has already proposed a constitutional amendment that was denied in the Shannon last week. However, that would have also brung changes to the judiciary. Donald continues, our office of Attorney General has been abused abused consistently by the man who holds it, and I hope that the Taoiseach will soon dismiss him. There is nothing in real life that prevents the Attorney General from being a sitting TD, as it has been so in the past, and so this is primarily aimed at that. But to improve the quality of the judiciary, we have decided to create this amendment so that we can rapidly respond to issues within the Justice Department. Whiplash of the cameras. Just seeing if anyone else is going to. It appears there are no more questions. Oh, Deputy Bow has risen. But I believe that was also the Labour Party leader also raising there. So maybe there'll be a question from her as well. Deputy Bonet is now asking her question to Tanister. Can someone teach me how to say that? What conversation has the business minister had with the business about better supporting them, improve standards, and release better information? That was directed to the Tanister, Amy McGrath, who is currently filling in for the Taoiseach. Oh, she did get confused. She's just apologised because this is the questions to an Taoiseach, not Minister for Business. So I believe she meant to deliver it to the Minister of Business. So we will be waiting to see if anyone rises, which I don't believe there will be. A motion has been moved so that we move to agree to. No, a motion has been proposed that we move to Minister's questions. It's been not agreed by 2 members of the opposition, and then in the government, I didn't catch that. Again, sorry for the camera handiwork there. Okay, it has been not agreed. So the deputy Labour Party leader, Erin, has risen to ask her question. There has been some very interesting news reports this week, she begins, coming from Bosnia. in regards to the relationship between the leader of Bosnia, the current Fine Gael leader, and the ex-Fine Gael leader. Oh, Ocean has just turned up, the other Labour TD. And while some claim these news reports are old, I still find this extremely worrying. I will quickly find those news reports, see what she's talking about, because I personally haven't seen any of them. If she wants to, if she's watching, if she wants to send me any of those news reports, I'd love to see them. What does the government plan to do in regards to this glaring issue? Eamon is waiting to be called upon. I just want to confirm, everyone in the stage can hear me, can't they? Just someone at me in general or something. He first thanks the Kian caller. I thank the deputy for her question.
Dan, turn on your mic.
Oh, can you hear me?
Dan!
Can you hear me? Ah,
oh my god, it's not. Dan, are you there?
Give me just a second, the Discord seems to not be working. Never mind, she was just trolling me. It would have been nice if someone could have said in general chat, you know. But, unfortunately, my Discord had crashed on my computer, but I still think I was, talking and everything. But no one finds you funniest in the slightest bit. Funny in the slightest bit. Okay, sorry about that slight interruption. He says, Eamon says, but let me assure the deputy that this government has zero tolerance towards threats against our nation. We condemn with the strongest possible terms any actions or threats towards our country. We will stand up to our bullies. We will protect our citizens. I have had a message from the Secretary General of Fine Gael, no, former General Secretary of Fine Gael. They said they will be working on a document regardless of the current opposition investigation. It will be surrounding the recent events in Fine Gael, and it will be a long document. Her words directly. The Deputy Jack Cosgrave has stood up to ask another question to Taoiseach. Again, I do keep repeating it, but this is not the actual Taoiseach. It is the Taoiseach filling in for the Taoiseach. Again, I hope I'm saying that right. So if I'm not, we wait for him to deliver his question. Have a nice aisle shot to the Kian caller whilst we wait. Well, whilst we wait, just brushing upon what the Secretary General of Fine Gael has said. Like I said, they're working on a document, I believe, to investigate the recent events in Fine Gael, whatever those may be. Is the government sure of its stability when the Social Democrat caucus voted against an Fianna Fáil constitutional proposal? I didn't see exactly what he said there. Eamon says, I will not go into party political questions here. As leader of the Social Democrats, this question is targeted directly towards him as well. The Social Democrats are committed in delivering for our nation. And this government is stable. We will never give up on some little or minor disagreements, nor in this case. Miscommunication. GMA. That's all he has to say there. Oh, Mr. Sunday has turned up. Just realised that. Another Fianna Fáil representative. I think that's 2 Social Democrats, maybe 3, but I believe that's only 2 there. Jack Cosgrave has risen again to ask another question. I believe will be one of his final ones. Hi. Lovely way to join the stage. Anyway, we're still stuck on t-shirt questions with Jack Cosgrave company raising. I think he's filling in as leader of the opposition, but don't quote me on that. Not a clue. I only know about Ireland. I don't keep up with. He said, we have seen waves of resignations from this government. 1 Minister of Foreign Affairs, 1 Shannon leader, and 1 Communities Minister. It may be noted that the Shannon leader and the Communities Minister was the same person, so that it only counts as 1 resignation, I believe. How are we sure there will not be more to come? Me too. Whoever it was, they must have been very stupid. He finally asked, is this government stable? That is actually a former member of Fine Gael, former Secretary General. I believe they resigned now. I had that officially delivered to me in my DMs. I had speculations because they'd joined some other party servers, but I wasn't 100% sure. Eamon begins, this government is stable. Unlike the party opposite. They're trying to jab at the other party there. We have a few deputies cheering rear instead of here. I'm not sure if that's a spelling mistake or done on purpose. They seem to be the ones having difficulties keeping their leaders in office. And as for us, we are focused on leading. Not on working against this country. There is a big difference on delivering and de-apping. GRMA. That was Amy McGrath, the Tarnister. A motion has been made to move on, in the words of Bo, has been seconded. No one is rising, so we're moving to the next. Again, sorry for the camera work. I will keep apologising for that. New cameras, sorry. Jessie has said she would like to give a statement, but yeah. That was not Minister's questions. Sorry, Jesse, that wasn't Minister's questions. We now move to Minister's questions, though we did just get a hint at, there is a motion to move to Minister's questions. It is being agreed upon now. So there is a hint at a potential statement being delivered by the Kian caller later. Has been agreed by one member of the duel. Three, three there. Four. And it has been agreed, five there. We now move to the next part, the Minister's questions. Deputy Bow has risen to ask one of her questions. First thanking the Kian caller, as is a customary. What steps is the Minister for Communities, Culture and Language taking to ensure the Monaghan County Council has some aspect of being democratically elected? Now, the Minister for Yes, it still exists if you look in the statute book. Scripted. No, there was a plan to, I believe, but Scripted Zach is the current minister responsible for communities, culture, and language. So this has been delivered to himself, as well as ensuring the voices of community leaders are captivated. Asked Bo. We now move over to the deputy Scripted Zach, who may be related to Scripted Sid. Can someone do hide name? No, name or hide, please. I'll be honest, only been in the job for a few days, he begins. And have been primarily working on amendments to RTE news in the statute book, along with the community's culture and language server. We are currently at 30 minutes, which has been a lot faster than the other sessions. No, it didn't. But I'm sure, give me a couple of days and I will get back to the deputy with a full response. He can get, he corrected himself. Deputy Bow has risen again. While she begins her question, like I said, that was the Minister for Communities, Culture and Language on the Monaghan County Council. Now, Bo asks, if he can't even respond to me about his appointment statement, I doubt he'll respond to my question anyway. Anyways, she continues, I believe we're attempting to make a jab at the Minister for Communities, Culture and Language there. When will the Minister for Communities, Culture and Language take a step to utilise the Irish Motorsports Association? Again, that is a question for Scripted Zach to answer as Minister for Communities, Culture and Language. We've had no other questions from any other deputies for Minister's questions just yet. I think it can be a guest after Minister's questions, though there will be a statement from the Kian caller herself. I'm glad I've been asked about this because it's one of the policies I'm most excited to complete. So that is on the Motorsport Association, which was set up during Oscar's term, and since then I believe it's been 2 terms. We haven't seen anything done with it quite yet, other than the appointment of Noah. I'll be putting hard work into the Motorsport Association, the Minister for Communities, Culture and Language says. And I assume that would mean work in growing it. And will be broadcasted by RT Sports, which will soon be put into law under my new amendment. The Minister for Communities, Culture and Language finishes there, touching upon one of the laws he may be drafting that may either be sorry, too many mays, that could be tabled tomorrow or the week after, who knows. I'm seeing no one raise, so they can call her. Oh, the Taoiseach has turned up. I mean, better late than never, I suppose. Just at the end of the session there, 8:32. He asked if we. She asked if we have no more business. I have a small statement to read. Sorry about that. So the Kian caller Jessie has risen. To the chamber. I resign.
Fresh meat.
And she's taken away in a van, and the session is adjourned. I believe this decision has been taken after there was a motion of confidence tabled tomorrow. The door erupts into clapping for the Kian caller, who was just taken away in a van. The clown took her away, unfortunately. But yes, we just saw that the Kian caller has suddenly resigned. And well, that is the session. The session was adjourned. It wasn't voted on, but the Kian caller resigned and then ended it. But I would assume the session's over. So that is all. Oh, Jessie has said she was elected to the presidential Shannon seat. A full statement will be given later. I mean, from a personal note to Jessie, you're an amazing Kian caller. I personally thought she did quite a good job. But me and Erin were up until 4 AM yesterday working on something very special for all of you who watch the stream. Let me just turn the music off. So we do in fact have the the anthem that we were going to end on. So we will be leaving you on such a note then. It was made, like I said, in the early hours of today actually. We're up until 4 AM working very hard on it. And this will now be the ending of every RTE stream, hopefully. So, let's just see the first ever broadcast of this. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm just going to load it in, and then you can all get to watching it. The stream will also be given it, so don't worry. Leave it too loud. So here it is. Let me just quickly change the stream to the correct thing. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy this clip we have for all of you. Again, thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your nights.